Okay. So go ahead and answer the question again.
I think that Islam would help me to be more stable, spare lives, and become more spiritually attached, closer to Allah.
So, like as far as stability, before you came to Islam, you know, was your life unstable?
Yeah, I didn't care.
What was it that you didn't care about?
Nothing.
Okay, and you mentioned the sparing of lives. Why would it be necessary for an individual to spare lives?
Because it actually ain't necessary to me.
It's not.
I just feel like Islam gonna change my mind about a whole lot of stuff. It's gonna help me to stop and think before I do something I really don't feel me that's really gonna benefit me. So it's gonna help me to think before I actually do something like that.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about the place that it was that you was at before you accepted Islam? And when I mean the place, I don't mean the physical place, because you was here within the walls of the confines of the prison, but like the place, it's your mindset and your spirituality. Where was that at? And did you have any remorse for the life that you took?
No. I did.
Okay, but tell us about it, just a tiny bit. I mean, we don't have to know the details of the situation, but
like
just the feelings that go along with it.
I was just like super just turned up. I was turned up to the max. I didn't care about nothing. I was just gone. My mind was just like, it's whatever I want, but I don't care what nobody else wants. It's whoever life I'm gonna take. I don't care if they I ain't sparing nobody. But sometimes I still think like that. It's just like certain people that I'm gonna spare because of Islam.
Okay, so you still feel inside your nafs that you still have some of those feelings.
Yeah.
Some of those feelings still exist.
Yeah.
So what is your plan on, like, doing away with those feelings? How does Islam help you deal with those feelings?
I stay steady.
And do you think that Islam is a remedy? Do you think that Islam is a remedy for these type of feelings?
What do you mean by remedy?
What I mean by a remedy is do you think that for other people out there to have some of those same feelings, that Islam and actually coming to the straight path, coming to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you know, Islam is the religion of the future, and Islam is really what can help the people?
Yeah, Islam is definitely a lifesaver. I believe that like coming to Islam, it changed my whole perspective of life and the way I see it. If it wasn't for Islam, there's probably a whole lot of stuff that I would still be doing. So coming to Islam made me see life in a whole nother view. It's like now I care more about certain things that I didn't care about before. I'm more careful, I think more, and then Islam helped me because like if I'm not doing nothing, I'm studying the Quran, reading the Quran, or on my prayers and doing stuff like that. So I feel like in the future, if I'm angry, if I'm doing something like this, read the Quran, that's gonna help me to motivate. Like that's gonna motivate me, help me to calm down, and basically take that step forward and think like, okay, I shouldn't be doing this, so let me get on this.
Okay, and so now, like for the youth, you know, young kids, like say for instance, if you had to address a young group of Muslims, right, of kids that were already Muslim, that say for instance are taking the same path that you took as a non-Muslim, what would you impart upon them to kind of bring them back around and back to the straight path and back to the truth? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that to hold on to their faith and be strong in it. I would tell them that Islam is the only way. I would tell them like the hellfires is something they truly do not want to deal with. Seriously.
Okay, but I mean,
this prison life is definitely not it. This is not
but what if they want to use drugs and stuff and they think that using drugs is like the way?
Drugs corrupt the mind. Drugs is not something that you want to have a future in.
Okay, and what about like, you know, like the sex and the parties and, you know, all that wild stuff like that. They still want to do that. How would you tell them to come away from that?
Like that stuff is like, it's always gonna be temptation there, but at the same time, I'm gonna still tell them, hold strong to their faith. It's just you gotta be focused. You gotta remain with the mind in a state of mind like, okay, this is what Allah tells me to do. This is what my partners tell me to do. In the end, it's only gonna be Allah that you're standing for before in the day of judgment. So you gotta really think about it, like it's the decisions you make in life. Like, okay, do I want to do this, or do I want to go to hell? Do I want to be right in the eyes of Allah, or do I want to be seen wrong?
So do you feel like, how do you feel about the rahmah or the mercy, knowing the things that it is that you did yourself to other human beings? Tell me a bit about how important the forgiveness of Allah is to you.
It's very important. I feel like I got a second chance to prove myself, and you always need that second chance to come forward and show what you're really capable of, what you could do.
Okay, Brother Rashid. So now, when was the first time that you came to learn about Islam? And where was you at?
I think the first time I came to Islam was in jail.
Okay. How many years ago?
Six, 7 years.
6 or 7? So what's the longest you ever stayed out within the last 6 or 7 years?
7 months.
7 months? So you've been coming backwards and forwards for the last 6 or 7 years? And so through all that time, what was it that finally made you make the decision to go ahead and take Shahada and start to practice Islam?
I feel like I was just on a down path, just going downhill. I wasn't getting myself nowhere in life, coming back to jail, missing out on a whole bunch of stuff from my family. I needed to change, and the only way I could change was some discipline from Islam. I already had, the insight from my dad. Like, he wasn't really a Muslim, but he took up all he fought with Islam. So I just woke up one day like I need to get myself together.
Okay. So do you think that these programs here within the prisons, where we have, participation from the different imams and different people who come from the community, you think these programs are beneficial?
The religious ones?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely they are. Because it just, you get in a group like this, people you really get to open up and talk what you really feel inside instead of just holding it back and trying to deal with it on your own. Like open up to Allah and reading the Quran and stuff like that, it helps. Really.
So do you see Islam as a way of life, or do you see Islam as a religion, something that it is that you could just do just one day a week?
No, it's a way of life for real, because you got to pray 5 times a day, be on top of that, and it's a lot, everything you're doing is just, it's like, keeps you focused, so you always want to be focused when you're doing anything, like whether it's a job or just playing sports or something like that, but this is the most serious thing you should want to do.
Okay. So, Brother Wolford, give us a little bit. We just want to know, like your particular path and your road to this. How did it happen? Just tell us about how you first came to Islam, some of the things that you was doing out there in the streets, You know, just give us a little bit.
Like 2004, I was in boot camp in Arizona. Some dude named Ali from like the East Coast. He would talk to me about it.
You got to speak up just a tiny bit.
Some dude in 2004, when I was in Arizona in a boot camp, a dude named Ali from the East Coast, he was from Philadelphia. He introduced me to it, but I mean, I hit the streets and I wasn't really thinking about it. I came here, I always thought about it, but I never really got into no religion or anything deep like that until I came to jail and stuff. Started paying attention to it more, and then I really started getting into it when I was in Preston last year. I took my shahada. I mean, but before that, I was messed up. Still am messed up, kind of, but you know what I mean? Trying to do all I can. So,
Okay.
fucked up,
It's kind of difficult.
you know.
So how do we, what do you think about Islam that actually gives you hope for change?
I need some change. You know what I mean? It's messed up life we live, but I mean, it's what we was given, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so does the hope of that, the rahmah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives, the mercy that Allah promised us, is that what really moves us towards this? And so tell me, I mean, you know, like tell me about that. Tell me about what you hope for the future.
Get my life together, you know what I mean? I can establish myself. I mean, do something better with my life other than what I'm doing right now. Just want to make something of myself, you know?
Okay. So what do you see for, you know, what do you want to be in the future?
Entrepreneur. I want to work for myself, you know what I mean? I ain't got to work for nobody else but myself and my family.
Okay, so how do you feel as if all of these experiences that it is that you have in life, how will it help you dedicate yourself to humanity in the future?
It motivates me because I don't want to come back to no place like this. This ain't nothing but a waste of time. You know? Just keep doing this over and over. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go nowhere but here, in prison, or end up in a coffin somewhere. So all this
So how long you been down so far?
2.5,
2.5, how much more you got to roll out?
another year and a half.
Another year and a half? So did you get the privilege, did you go to your junior prom?
Yeah, I went to prom.
You got to go to your junior prom? What about your senior prom? So give me like one gruesome detail about this place, about what makes a place like this difficult.
Just coming from the environment we came in, now we gotta transition to listening to people, you know what I mean, taking orders that we ain't never really even took from our own parents. I mean, we gotta sit here, do whatever the hell they tell us whenever. You know what I mean, that's probably like the thing we don't like the most.
And one of the hardest things. Okay.
Tired.
Now I want to see what Brother Huey got to say. Holla at me. Talk to me about it.
No, I mean, it's hard. It's hard in here, so I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I just feel like Islam is the way. I didn't sat back and watched everything else. I mean, I never been religious. I mean, I've seen other religions, I've seen everything else. But as far as I can see, anybody with eyes, ears, and I mean, you can see it. Islam is the only way. It's all there in the Quran. The way you're supposed to live, everything, how you carry yourself, down to the way you wear your shoes.
Okay. So where are you from?
I'm from Richmond, California.
Okay. So do you think, I mean, what's your plan for bringing Islam back to Richmond? Do you have, you have a desire to do that?
Yes, I do. I have a few little cousins, and over this past weekend, I met an Islamic brother. His name is Raw Shaw. He came up here from Contra Costa County for a meeting a few days ago, and I talked to him, and I asked him about where a mosque is, where he took his shahada and everything. He's been in Islam for 10 years, and he said he'll help me do this.
Okay. So, young Tahiru, you just graduated yesterday. What's up with that? How did that make you feel?
It's cool. I mean, I really didn't, I don't know, it's a big step, you feel me, because it can help me when I get out, like, I mean, hold down a job or something if I want to take it there. But it's an accomplishment. My family was happy, so you feel me, that's what made me happy the most. I really wasn't too juiced up about that. But as long as they was happy, I was happy, so it was cool.
So what's going to be new for you when you hit the street this time? Because this ain't your first time.
Everything.
So, I mean, what you think, I mean, how do you feel about a new look, a new outlook on life?
I feel like new outlook. I feel like Islam is a new outlook in itself, you feel me? Like, my daddy and my grandpa, you feel me, is Muslim, you feel me, but I never really took the time to take it there for myself, you feel me, until I met this dude right here. That's when I really got focused. That's when I really got on my tip and started.
Until you met who?
Antoine. So I met
Who did you meet?
Antoine.
Antoine. So Antoine is the man?
Yeah, that's the man. That's when I really started getting focused. We was in jail together. You feel me? He just kept talking to me about it, and then started getting serious. Like it just started setting in. For me, and I just took everything upon myself to learn. And Brother Haqq really taught me everything I know right now, as of right now. I mean, it's just, that's the way it is for me. Like, everything I do in the day, I mean, it's something to do with Islam. Like, when I'm eating, I just see my right, I just gotta just think about Allah somehow. Just everything, just, when I see food, bismillah, everything just got something to do with Allah, you feel me? So I'm never thinking too corrupt. It always got something good on my mind. So hopefully that make me, when I get out, when I gotta deal with people that I don't really want to deal with, just think about, for me, the brighter part, the better side.
So as we sit and we see the fact that a lot of young youth, you guys' age, are coming to Islam, what is it that, what type of information is it that you have for the people or for the Muslims that's out there on the street? How is it that they can benefit you? You know, if you had to a program or some type of way that it is that the Muslims could make things easier for you, for your transition from here to there, what would that be? And maybe that could be the question for everybody.
Do certain things like, okay, transition from here to the house. If I get out, all the brothers, sisters around our age, we could all, you feel me, do stuff together, like as Muslims together, be one, you feel me, and take it to the next step, like try to help out, do stuff in the community, you feel me, like that was the first thing I was planning on doing when I get out. All my old friends, for me, at least try to call them to Islam, you feel me, if not do it all the way, at least put it in their ear so they know. So that'd be good, just to have everybody around trying to deliver this message. This one good message I got. It's the only thing good I got was for somebody else's this message right now.
Okay. So what? Who didn't we get yet? We didn't get you. So talk to us. Tell us. Tell us. He said that you was the one that kind of put him up on Islam a little bit.
Yeah, put my partner here up on his mom a little bit because, I had an uncle, that happened to be a Muslim, and came to me and was, basically telling me Christianity wasn't the way of the black man.
Okay. So with that, I mean, it's obvious that we have a thing here. We have a phenomenon that's happening here, right? With young black males accepting Islam and actually wanting to have a future. How is it that we encourage, how do you think that we can encourage other people, right? Because here it is, this is the bottom line, this is the nitty gritty. This is the worst of the worst right here, right? What else could it be worse than this than being told when to eat, told when to sleep, told when to get up, having to get, butt naked and strip searched and have your rooms torn up and things of this here nature. How is it that you think, that you brothers think that we can bring this particular message, the truthful reality of this situation, not the glorified, not the movies, not the, commercialized version of this. Give us just for a moment, if you will, the real about this and the reality about this.
About what, institution?
About being in the institution and about actually having the glad tidings of change and a new future. Well, we don't have to talk about this institution in particular, right? But just because some of us have seen change in the last 6 years within these institutions, but is this the future for our people? Or how do you plan, let's say it like that, how do you plan to use Islam, to not make these institutions a part of the people's lives that it is that you come in contact with? How about that? Don't try to hide, Ahmed. Can't escape the camera.
I didn't know what you said.
Come on, somebody, anybody.
Brother Elijah.
How we use Islam, Islam will help you, show you like the real purpose in life. A lot of people in this institution, a lot of people, period, and like, don't really understand the purpose of life, why they created and stuff like that. And Islam gives you a purpose of life and tell you, how you supposed to live, and stuff like that. That's what it helps me. That's what I think. And why we here, we can, let people know on Islam, let them know their purpose in life. That it ain't just out gang banging, trying to get a nice car or something like that. Trying to mess with as much women as you possibly can. Stuff like that, and then Islam teach you how to be moderate in life, that if you ain't living such wonderful life here, but if you righteous with your creator, you can have a better life, you can have everlasting life, paradise, that's what Islam teaches me. That's what I think.
Some people ain't got nothing to live for, you feel me? So maybe if they get Islam, they gonna have a reason. A lot of people ain't got no purpose, they just out, just doing whatever because that's all they got, you feel me? Just gangbanging just because ain't nothing else. You feel me? They ain't got nothing to lose, so why not?
So a lot of people have an issue. A lot of people have an issue with respect, right? To where when people from the neighborhood, people from the hood say, "I want respect, and I want somebody to respect me." What is your outlook now on respect? And is respect, with you being a Muslim now, what is your new definition of respect?
It's only one definition. to me, respect, you gonna, I mean, you gotta, respect something you gotta earn, I mean, it's just the way people, how the way people come at people, or the way they come at you, I mean, respect go a long way, like, ain't nobody gonna respect you if you just, if you're doing something that's gonna damage somebody else, I mean, they're not gonna respect you unless they fear you, you feel me, and ain't nobody scared of nobody nowadays, you feel me,
So do you think our determination or our definition of respect from the hood is more of a position that people better fear me, or I'm a human being too, and I'm an upright, righteous man, and so I demand respect because Allah says you have to give me respect? What is it that we have and what's the hood definition of respect?
It's like, it's not even being respected. Good definition of being respected is like having someone fear you, basically. I mean,
Not letting somebody
yeah, it's not
disrespect
like, well, yeah, I mean, our respect is different, we gotta earn it. I mean, through our words and our actions, positive actions. I mean, that's how you get real respect. You don't get respect by going around and knocking somebody off with a gun or something. I mean, you just get feared. So people, you think they respect you, but really they fear you on the inside. I mean, they really probably want to get you, they just don't want to say nothing to you. So they gonna act like you're a man when you come around. And they gonna whisper behind your back when you leave. Our respect is a lot different. You gotta earn it now. You can't go around fighting and beating up people like we used to. You gotta humble ourselves, you know what I mean? Take it as it comes.
All right, you're not gonna get away. Even though we got you on previous films, this your second time on film. Now here it is, we in a different place, and you closer to home.
Yeah, I go to board next month.
So tell me a bit about as you continue to grow, as you continue to associate yourself with Islam, do you feel as if that you're more ready today than you were yesterday?
Yeah, I'm more stabilized. I mean, I look at people different now. I just don't look at that person that like stupid ass Mexican. He's a gang member. I should kill that dude. But I look at him different now. I just look at him like there ain't no need to even reinforce what I used to do when I was younger. Keep my head in my Quran, but my head ain't in the Quran. Thinking about some old Manny type shit. I'm trying though, man. I'm trying.
All right, that's better than nothing, huh?
G though.
Oh, nah, I don't have to take the camera off of you fast. Yeah, you could, if you got something else to say. I mean, do we have how about this? Let me ask you a question, right? Allah says in Quran, "Inna Allaha ghafurun rahim," that Allah is the all-forgiving and the most merciful, right? But the scholars, they tell us that a portion of forgiveness is that the people who we have committed the offense against, if it is a person, that person must forgive us as well. Now we all know that all of our slates when we take our shahada has become clean. But if you could send forth a sympathetic apology towards the victim of your crime, what would you say? If they were watching right now.
My bad for kicking open the door and attacking you. I didn't mean to hurt you and make you break your leg. I didn't mean to, I didn't mean to, put you through severe injuries. I take everything back that I did at the night at the liquor store with the bum. I wouldn't punch him in his head. I wouldn't. Early that day, I wouldn't have drunk no liquor to pump me up. I would have took back everything, man. And I wouldn't been. I mean, I would have came here eventually if I wouldn't have found Islam. But when I found Islam, hopefully I keep a lid on streets.
All right. Brother Huey? We're going to have to start the new Free Huey movement, but go ahead. What would you say? Apologize.
Apologize. I would apologize for taking what's not mine, for running in the store and doing what I did. I mean, I know what it felt like. I mean, I've been robbed before, so I would have to show some empathy in that situation. And, I mean, it's wrong to put a gun in somebody's face. It's not right. I mean, you put somebody through there to fear of taking you losing your life, not knowing if I'm going to take theirs. And sometimes I just wish I would have found Islam faster before I came here. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have made it here this far. I'm glad that I found it now. I mean, I'm still alive. I only have a little bit, like 3 months left. I can still do what I do. You know, I mean, it's hard to put it in words. I mean, there's so much feeling in it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I really don't know. But I'm trying, though. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's good. Brother Elijah, what would you say?
I'll have to apologize to the victims for drawing a gun on them and taking property that wasn't mine. You know, trying to, doing that, I have to apologize for taking property that wasn't mine. I have to be sympathetic towards them, you know. I felt at the time I felt it was right because I was robbing a drug dealer. I felt that, I'm robbing a drug dealer, I can get away with it, it ain't too much of a crime in it. I have to apologize for taking stuff that don't belong to me.
Okay, Brother Rashid.
I have to apologize for taking property from someone else. Apologize to my victim's family as well for putting them through stress, though. Not knowing what had happened to their family member or his well-being. Just, be sympathetic about what I did because there was no reason for it. I had money in my pocket taking his just because he looked like he was a punk. So, if I could take it back, I would.
Okay. Sheikh Ahmed.
I'd apologize to my family for not being there.
Okay. Anything else?
Nah,
You wouldn't apologize for the life?
I say I forgive my victim for their ignorance.
Okay. But, so do you think your situation was warranted?
What do you mean warranted?
Or have you came to grips with the situation?
I'm cool.
Okay. You ready? Yeah, you ready? Okay. So say, for instance, if they was watching. Because all of this, when we get ready for board, when we get ready to go to the parole board, these are all questions that the parole board asks. But this is a question, this is really between you, the Muslims, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah already knows how it is that you feel. But this could be, your tawbah to the people who you may never be able to touch or you may never be able to see. All right. Well, for Islam TV, we're going to sign off. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.